You're watching The American on ESPN, and welcome into Dallas, Texas. A big-time matchup tonight as the SMU Mustangs at 5-2 bring in the Dayton Flyers at 4-2 to Moody Coliseum in Dallas. Promises to be another great matchup. 4 straight seasons these two teams have matched up. And welcome inside courtside. I'm John Liddle alongside former college coach Brian Burton. Hope you're great as well. The SMU Mustangs have really notched up their defense this season under Rob Lanier. So far this season, 3rd best in the AAC in opponent points per game, 2nd best in field goal percentage, and the best when it comes to opponent 3-point percentage. What has helped SMU take this step?
Yeah, I think the foundation from last year has a lot to do with it, and Coach Lanier is a good coach, an NCAA tournament coach for a reason, and they will need that defensive focus in this one tonight because Dayton poses a lot of offensive threats. No,
they do, especially on the inside, where they've got a guy that was one of the best players in the A-10 last year, is this year. Deron Holmes, the second, is outstanding.
Yeah, one of the best players in the country. He has a chance to be an All-American, and he poses a lot of threats on both sides of the ball. You see the 1.7 blocks per game. A guy who is leading this team in scoring. He does it in so many different ways, has such a high IQ. They will look to do different defenses to change it up, but he is definitely a problem.
A halftime wake-up call for Zurich Phelps the other night against ULM. He went off for 21 in the second half.
Yeah, talking to Coach Lanier at shoot-around, he said that ULM at halftime and in the second half is the best look he's ever seen in Zurich Phelps' eyes. He's trending up. He's learning how to be a leader as a leading scorer and a guy who is so important to this team. In order for them to win in a game like this, they need their best player to shine.
Preseason favorites in the A-10, the Dayton Flyers. A miss by Santos, but out front, Phelps does what he does best. That's come up with a steal, and he rocks the rack. SMU up 6-3. SMU has been so good in transition early this season. Dayton knows that. Getting back defensively. Williamson leans in and hits one over Enoch Cheeks. Williamson has 4. Defensively, giving up just 1 of 4 field goals. Cheeks lofts another one and rolls it down to keep the Flyers in it early. He's got all 6 Dayton points. Ambrose Hilton being aggressive, and he goes off the glass against the shot blocker Holmes. Up the floor, Harris inside, bashing his way, using that shoulder for 2. Plus the foul, Chuck Harris. Tried by Holmes underneath. The corner 3 for the lead. Breanna fills it up. Kobe Breanna, 70% of his career shots have been triples. Welcome back into American basketball on ESPN. SMU leads by 1. Coming up on Saturday, it is a huge day for American Athletic Conference football action. It is the AAC championship game from New Orleans and the campus of Tulane, where the SMU Mustangs match up with Tulane. And on ESPN Plus, before the ABC broadcast, you can catch our very own pregame show, a full hour to get you set for SMU against Tulane. Later on that day, led by the great Morgan Uber. Before then, SMU had won the previous 2 against the Flyers. Little spin inside to Deron Holmes. Getting big, lays it home, plus the foul. Offensive rebound by Holmes, touches it back up. He's just so tough to stop as he stuffs in that Cheeks miss. Mustangs 3 minutes without a bucket. Can Phelps? Can one? Yes, he can. Hoisting a 3. It's rounded off for Harris, but an offensive rebound drops to right for 2. Got to be willing to get deflections as Hudson pulls the trigger on a deep 3. Jaheim Hudson knocks down his 4th of the season. Holmes picked up by Ambrose Hilton. Breanna wide open from out front and drops his 2nd 3 of the night. 2 makes by Breanna, 3 makes from Cheeks. Another 3-pointer, this time by Breanna. You bet. Dayton goes back in front.
Great pass there.
Hudson wants another. He's got another. Good test for both teams here early in the season. Holmes shouldering his way to the bucket to tie it up. Deron Holmes. So the shot clock is off now. 5 seconds left in the half. Harris from the baseline. Fadeaway goes down to give SMU the lead heading into the half. The Mustangs put together a quality first half built on great defense and 55% shooting from the field. Original starting lineups for both sides as we hit the second half. Zurich Phelps, an efficient 3 of 3 from the floor, making 4 of 4 as he finds his comes away with the steal. Lost it behind his back. Gets it down to Ambrose Hilton, who finishes over the left shoulder and one. Back into it early second half. A three-pointer crawls around and down for Deron Holmes. That one looked like it wanted to lip out, but Holmes has 12. Toledo bringing out their point guard in Javon Bennett and bringing Breanna in. Breanna from straight on for three, splashes another one. He is 4 for 4. It's looked like a pretty good idea for Anthony Grant to bring Breanna off the bench early in the second half. To Santos, who has been not a factor so far, still not as he misses down low, grabs his own miss, and this time Nate Santos scores. He's been averaging 13 points a game and 8.5 rebounds his first two. That quickly, Dayton takes the lead thanks to an 8-0 run. It took about 70 seconds. Ambrose Hilton takes the feed from Harris, and SMU retakes the lead.
But those are the type of shots he has to start taking in order for him to be the player they want to be.
And he takes it away. Edwards all the way to the rack. 4 straight by B.J. Edwards.
Taking shots, taking steals. He said, I'm going to dunk this time. Forget the mid-range. 8-player score of the 10 players that have played. That's a balanced offense.
Another three, you bet, by Kobe Breanna. He is knocking the bottom out tonight. 5 for 5 from deep. Back in Dallas has been a great one. SMU, Dayton tied at 48. And Breanna Sorensen, it's bringing the stars out tonight.
That's right. And one of those stars is Dallas Mavericks forward Grant Williams, who played under Coach Lanier back when he was a star at Tennessee.
Oh, Holmes gets blocked by Hudson out front, but right to Santos. Dives inside to score for 2, and Dayton goes back up. Bennett on the release, into the lane. The teardrop falls for the first 2 for Javon Bennett. Zurich Phelps hasn't been called on a lot. Oh! How about the reverse backhanded lay-in by Zurich Phelps? He has 11. Let's see Holmes again. He's had a very efficient game. Great slip inside. Wow, Edwards, did you expect him to be this good this season? Hudson showed up big in the first half with 8 points. Phelps, another 3, same spot. This time it rolls down. SMU up by 4. His free throw numbers have been better this season as well, which would help during closing time. An 8-0 run for SMU, a 5-point lead, 5.5 to play. Holmes dips the shoulder all the way to the cup for 2. He had the ball that entire possession, Brian.
The crazy part about it is he had the ball in his right hand the entire possession. Did not do a good job of making him have to use his left, but great finish.
Holmes back to Breanna. Breanna to the cup for 2. Welcome back into Dallas, and the American Athletic Conference Championship is coming up on Saturday at 4 Eastern on ABC. The number 22 Tulane Green Wave and the SMU Mustangs, who are also unbeaten through American Conference play, catch it only on ABC on Saturday afternoon. Now Elvis with only 5 to shoot on his way to the bucket. Reverse pivot inside, loses his footing with 2 seconds with 1. Breanna on the turn, puts Dayton in front. Timeout called by the Flyers, leading 62-60 off the bucket by Kobe Breanna. 1:05 to play. Three-pointer by Breanna. Whoa! Kobe Breanna makes it a 10-0 run for Dayton and a 5-point lead. Harris trying to force his way in. Instead, out to Phelps for 3. Bad angle. Offensive rebound. Smith out front. Harris for 3. Badly needed. It's a 2-point game.
Big time play by Tyreke Smith to get the offensive rebound and not rush it. Kick it out to the best shooter on the squad for a wide open triple.
Front end. Out. Smith has it. SMU has a timeout, but they don't use it. Down by 2. Here's Zurich Phelps crossing over into the lane. The wraparound layup doesn't go. Smith tips it up. Still 4 seconds to go. Out of bounds off of Dayton. Edwards into Phelps in the corner. Lets it fly. Comes up short. Could have won it in Dallas, but Dayton survives. 65-63. An outstanding college basketball game at Moody Coliseum.